I'm Chelsea. I work at Sarah's and Oasis for Women. All right, so when I hear this poem, it makes me think about how my own reflection and the way I see myself has changed over time, and how this change has helped me serve others. I dealt with a lot of unrest and uncertainty about what my goals were and who I wanted to be over the past couple of years. Seeking this idea of perfection in myself that was unobtainable. Feeling as though I needed goals that fit the goals of other people, especially when I didn't have a clear career path or goal set, and I didn't know where to start. I began to question the path I chose over and over again because I didn't pick the traditional route, even when at the time I felt like it was where I needed to be. I never questioned it during those times. I could always find the growth and the purpose of all my experiences. The moment I started looking at my experience through a lens of impatience and began making decisions away from what I felt was right for my life and what I felt compelled to do, was the moment I completely lost my reflection. My inner convictions got blurred. I stopped seeing beauty of the world around me as something more profound and purpose-building. I started to seek to control over everything, even though before I knew I never could. The more I tried to control it, the more muddled my waters became. I never realized fully how much that was at the core of my anxiety and negativity during that time. I either was terrified of what was to come or looking back at what I used to be and wanting to be me again. The person that followed life with faith in my own mistakes and misgivings. Over this past year, when I was finally able to focus on my own growth and my goals to help others, I felt my waters begin to soften. Slowly, as I found joy and purpose in my work, I was able to see myself clear every day. More and more, I was able to find faith in my direction and seek less control over it. I believe it started at the beginning of this program when I walked an endless labyrinth surrounded with tall grass that had irritating sounds of buzzing bugs whizzing by my ears to no end. At the beginning, through that irritation, I realized that's where I lost myself. Seeking to know when I would reach where I needed to be instead of trusting that I would get there in due time. I lost faith in my direction and trust in myself that I would get to where I needed to be no matter what. I just need to relinquish control over my own irrational fears of what comes next and place more faith in my life. I needed to let myself heal these anxieties and insecurities of past mistakes. Then finally, this perspective came full circle as life became more chaotic with all the unknown in this current situation. And I needed to challenge myself to relinquish that need to control again. I needed to acknowledge that was what I was trying to do and choose to live in the moment of what I had now and how to still find joy in it. I needed to welcome change in my life rather than fear it. When I was able to do that, my waters became clear again and peaceful. I slowly saw my reflection and felt like myself. When that reflection becomes clear after every storm, I can see a more refined and better version of myself. A version of myself that could have faith in the direction I was heading, to know that this path will lead to the self-growth I desire, and in turn lead me to serve others in the way I have always felt compelled to do.